into the groove.
Hey, are we good now? Sorry guys. So, I guess I'll explain that again. So we have a new router at our house. We actually have a business router where we get about 500 megabytes a second. Alright, we're good now. And I think there's an issue. We've had the cable guy come out like twice in the last 2 weeks. But I think there's actually a connection issue with the wall jack in my office. So if for some reason we get kicked off again, I'm probably just going to have to move the router into my bedroom because that's literally directly where we get the signal from. So, but I apologize for that. I have no idea how long we were even offline. I noticed the football game on my phone was kicked off. And then all of a sudden, about a couple seconds later, the YouTube music stopped. And I was like, oh, shoot. So, I think the upgrades to the stream, I don't know if it's just our jack in the wall or what, because I'm getting about 480 megabytes a second download, and my upload is somewhere near 200. So the internet issue is definitely not the issue with this. So we're going to play it by ear again. You know, we should be good, but like I said, if we do have issues, we will pop. I'm just going to have to hook it up in my room until they can come back over and figure this out. So, can you guys tell me like where the signal kicked off? Were we talking about Ethereum? Because I was literally talking and then all of a sudden, you know, I was probably talking for a good 5 minutes before I realized the internet. So, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. We'll go back to it. Ethereum right now, we're kind of showing lower levels of bullish momentum, and we're just now creeping up to our major resistance box from about 200 to 205. If we can break 205, I definitely think we're going to go back to 215. So not much has changed with Bitcoin. I mean, we're literally about the same price. Its current price is 10,231. Let's see here. So what I'm gonna do, let's see where our current price is. I'm gonna wait before I flip this box green. I mean, theoretically, you could put this at 10,200. So if we're above this box, we haven't broke the top of it yet. So 10.2. So 10,200 should be our next support. So we're gonna play that by ear. So far, we haven't broken the top of our box, which is 10,250. We did break above it, but obviously, we couldn't sustain above it. All right. It's actually about 10,180, 10,200. So I'm gonna fix this box a bit to make it a little bit more accurate. And then I'm gonna flip this to green. All right, good deal. So you can see right here our first red line that we're butted up right against it. 10,300 is trying to act. It's really our short-term resistance. And then the one you can see our wick right off of it. Right in here, which is about 10,400. You saw the Bitcoin update? Okay. Yeah, like I said, I was talking for a while, and I have no idea how long it was till we actually, on your guys' end. But on Ethereum, though, we pop back here. You can see here on the 4-hour, we are showing lower levels of bullish momentum. Our money flow is pointed up, but I want you to look at this. So if we go out here on the 4-hour, I need to fix this box again. I'm pretty sure I'm having issues like when my mouse goes over it. I think it's like kind of grabbing a hold of stuff. So we've talked about this for a while now. The 200 to 205 range is basically our next major resistance level. You can see where it acted as strong support in through here. Each time we hit it, we'd have a reaction to the upside. And you can even see over here it was, well, I guess this is a tad bit lower. But 200 to 205 is our next resistance on Ethereum. If we can break above $205, I do think we will test this second red line, which is right in here, which is about $215. You can see the touch points on the top, right across here. And then obviously our the next one after that is 225, which you can see the touch points. There'd even be more. I need to make this a little bit longer. Then, if you've been a part of the community for a while, our old trade setup could come to play. So, the old trade setup, it never came to fruition because we never even started it. And what I mean by that is we never actually broke above 235. But if you break above 235 on Ethereum, you're going to go up and at least test $250. I think I'm really confident in 250, but more so we use our horizontal line. You can see the touch points all across here. It was support through here, and then you have your touch points all down through here. And this is that 260 to 265 range. And once again, that's if we break 235. That's a little bit farther down the road. Right now, we need to concentrate on breaking 200 and then 205. And then we can, focus our attention on breaking these first two levels at 215 and 225. But for now, on Ethereum, you are showing pretty decent support here at about $190. And then you have your bottom box through here, which is you have 180 and then 185 here across the top. Yeah, Crypto Don. So there's Ethereum for us. So the big thing to realize about Ethereum though is all these assets, all these cryptos, they're gonna follow good old Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin decides it wants to drop in price, I can guarantee you Ethereum will fall with it. There really, I mean, in my years of trading, there really isn't a hedge that isn't a stable coin, and even that, it's not really a hedge. It's more or less just a safe haven because it doesn't plummet in price. But there really isn't a safe haven that is a cryptocurrency for when Bitcoin is dropping. So, but overall though, your VWAP looks good. We're actually rising here. But really keep an eye on this last wave right here. You'd really like to at least outpace this one in the middle right here. But if we go to our closer time frames, you can even see it a little bit better. If you take your high from right here to your other wave, you can see you are making a drastic low. It's you know, it's much lower than the wave right next to it. But looking at a trade setup, because I'm not sure if you guys actually caught it, but I've had a ton of messages of people, asking me how to be a swing trader. And, it's very complicated I can't really put that in a paragraph. It's like asking someone how to cook food, like from culinary school or something, or like how to fly an airplane. I mean, obviously it's not as like technical, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into swing trading. But if you look at this right here, so I guess we did briefly break our support level, but you can see here you were sitting right at support, and then right here on Ethereum, this would have been your signal to buy. When you were showing right here, I don't know why I keep clicking that. You can see here on your market cipher B, you were showing lower levels of bearish momentum. Your VWAP was actually looking really nice. And not only that, but you were sitting right at support. We talked about that 190 area being the support area, that we needed to hold. You could tell we did briefly break it for about an hour, maybe two, and then we broke back above it, and you can obviously see how high, we are at this point. But if we focus our attention here, we are really struggling from a price standpoint. It looks like we really have found a lot of resistance here at $200. I mean, I hate to say it, but this, I mean, obviously it's not a double top. You have more than one wick, but you'd really like to see us at least break above $200 because you could have a pretty nasty reaction if we're going to keep this kind of a pattern up, especially if Bitcoin turns bearish. It's Ethereum. But no, this would have been like a buy signal here. You were sitting right at support. You were showing lower levels of bearish momentum. And then you can see the nice pop we had to the upside. Ethereum. I don't know, man. That's just what I've always called it. Ethereum. No rim. Can you look at EOS? Yeah, we'll look at the Chinese bot coin. So in the DApp space, this is known as the coin that I don't think any humans actually use it at all. You know, because I do participate in dApps, and EOS is pretty much ran by Chinese bots. You'll realize, especially if you go to like dApp.com. I mean, Ethereum, they do. I'm sorry, EOS, they do have some of the nicest looking dApps. But seriously, I don't think actually real humans even play them. So it's one of the reasons I don't really trade EOS that much. But that doesn't mean it can't be a good investment. So, wow, it's actually had a nice little pump though. So your current price is about $4.07. So you're showing support here at about $4. You can see all the touch points across here. Very nice. And then you can see your touch points you have here at the bottom at about $3.90. So you have support at $3.90. You have support at about $4. We zoom out here. Whew, that's a little, I don't like the way that chart looks. There's too many lines. So if you're looking for resistance areas on EOS, the first area I'm going to be looking at is about $4.25. Sorry, I had this Diet Dr. Pepper and it has aspartame. It just hurts my stomach. So you have, you have your first area of resistance here at about $4.25. And then your next area here at about $4.50. You can see all the touch points here across the top. It was here support, resistance over here. It's not, I think it might look a little bit better on the 1 hour. See if these touch points add up a little better. Yeah, you can see it a little bit better. But 425 and then 450 is the next area I would look at. But just looking at it from this standpoint, if you can break about $4.83, you should have a nice, I mean, seriously, this could actually be a really nice play. I'm actually going to up the ante on this. You break $4.90 on EOS, I think you're going to have a really nice run up to about $5.50. So you break this area right here. I think you're going to fill this gap right here. I mean, you're going to have a little bit here at about $5.25. You can see how it's resistance right here and then it's support right in here. So you'll have a little bit of, you might have a little bit of trouble at 525, but honestly, your more major technical resistance is until about $5.50. I kind of realize that Ethereum. I don't know, man. So there's EOS for you. 425 and 450 is your next area of resistance. If you can break above $4.90, you'll have a little bit of trouble here at 525, but honestly, I do think you're going to fill this gap. You'll fill it up to the upside to about $5.50. Potential for a really nice move there. Talk about a really nice gap that could be getting filled. I know a lot of you guys don't like it. I know that the community of Tron gets a lot of hate. I mean, Justin Sun kind of has it coming in a lot of instances, but TRX, I'm telling you, it actually looks like it could be having a nice little run up here soon. Because like I said, I do participate in the dApp space, and Tron is just kind of one of those coins. I know a lot of people don't like it, but when it comes to dApps, they definitely have the most volume by far. So you're having some issues here at about $155 Satoshis. Your next area of major resistance is going to be here at 460, or I'm sorry, 160. You can see all the touch points here as support. But honestly, what was I looking at? It was like, I think it was early this morning. You can break, if you can break 180 Satoshis on Tron, I think you're going to have a really nice run up. If you break 180, I think you're also going to fill this gap similar to EOS all the way up to about 220, 225. So you're going to have roughly about a nice 20% fill if you can break above 180 Satoshis. And honestly, if there's an altcoin that's really oversold, if you're trying to find areas that you could be expecting a possible bounce, you want coins that have a giant community. And, you know, love it or hate it, Tron has a huge cult-like following. It's just, you got to be real. It's like Tesla. You know, no matter how bad the stock's doing, you're going to have some very loyal people to that stock or that cryptocurrency. And Tron just happens to be one of those coins. So you're showing lower levels. You did pop a buy signal here on the daily. I mean, and seriously, look at this, guys. Look how red. Look how red the VWAP is right now on Tron. When Tron finally does pop, oh my, I mean, seriously, it's going to be massive. Absolutely massive. Let's actually get out of this real quick. I want you guys just to look at the launch of Tron here for a second. I know we're not really in the ICO boom anymore, but I just kind of want you guys to sit back and take a look at this real quick. So Tron launched at about 10 Satoshis, right? In a matter of like 2 or 3 months, it literally, in a matter of like 2 months, it went up, Jesus Christ, it went up 20,924%. And that is from November 2017 to about January. It went up literally 20,000%. You know nothing about Chinese, but I just trade the charts. Yeah. See, I just look at it from a different aspect. You know, I like coins that have utility. And EOS, like I said, they have some of the most nicest dApps you could imagine. They're basically just they're kind of like apps. It's kind of like its own internet, and you can play games, or you can have I mean, you can make dApps for anything. It's really what gives utility to a lot of tokens. And literally EOS, it is all ran by bots. Like I don't even think more than 10%, 5% of all the money that goes into dApp in the dApp space, I don't think even 5 to 10% of that is actual humans. You know, with Tron, they have the most volume by far, and you have real humans actually playing them. EOS is very far from it. But another cool thing about Tron, though, here is you break 220 Satoshis. I'm telling you, you're going to go back up to about 270 right here. So not only if you go from 180, you're going to go to 220, but then you're going to hop from 220 if you can break above that all the way to 270 Satoshis. So you're looking at roughly, 50% gains. So if Tron can break above 180, I'm really going to start getting curious. If we break 180, I will probably hop back into Tron. I know I'll take some heat on it, but hey, it's money. So do you guys have any coins or stocks you'd like to look at? Let me know. But don't sleep on Tron on the charts. Because that's really my strategy for altcoin season when it starts. Find coins that have a strong community. You know, like another one I was looking at is I know it's here, Steam. Steam has a really big following as well. You don't want coins that only get pumped and then the volume falls off, like manipulation. Granted, I know a lot of cryptocurrency is manipulated, but at least try to find coins that have look at this wick. When you're really trying to find altcoins that are going to have a violent move or have the best recovery, that's really where I would start, is ones that have the biggest community. Damn. Look how oversold Steam is right now. Jesus criminy. These altcoins are just massively oversold. I say they're oversold. There's really no way to value these things, but look how red you are here from a VWAP standpoint. You do look like you could be forming something here on the daily. It's just hard to tell when altcoin season, if it's even going to come. It's honestly why I only trade the big currencies right now. I've really only traded Bitcoin and Ethereum the last probably year. The first altcoin I really bought in months was Tron, so I could actually do the sports betting on TronBet. Hey, you're good, Bit Boss. Yeah, we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit. There's not a lot really happening in cryptocurrency, but I wanted to make sure we had a live stream tonight and go over some things. Hopefully we'll wake up in the morning and there'll be some volume and we'll have some action for the morning stream. Oh, come on. Jesus, they're so oversold right now. I mean, it's insane. And Steam has a pretty large community backing it. Let's see here. Engine coin. What's that other coin that everyone's always talking about all the time? Damn, what is that coin? It's called Chainlink. That's the one that I know. There's a lot of the Chainlink community. They have a pretty strong community as well. And look at that. You're basically sitting right at your 618 here. Market cipher here. You pop 2 green dots on the daily chart. You're sitting right at your 618. You know what that is? This is your that is your golden retrace. You're sitting right at it. If you're looking for a first area of resistance, I would be looking at 18,100 for your first area of resistance here. Your current price is 15,264 Satoshis, but you're basically sitting right at your 618 right now. If you can break that 18,100 area, the next one I'll be looking for, it's just about 20,250, 20,300. It's basically right at your 0.5 right here. And you can see the red line. Oops. It's gone down quite a bit. Hey, we're thinking the same thing. Chainlink, yep. So Chainlink, you actually have the possibility to have a nice little run here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. Chainlink could actually have a nice little pop coming. You popped your green dot, your buy signal, you're showing lower levels of bearish momentum. I definitely keep an eye on Chainlink. So you're showing lower levels of bearish momentum. You're sitting at your golden retrace at the 618. And this coin, once again, it has a very large community. So definitely wouldn't sleep on this. But if you break the 618, you break this little area that you're sitting at right now, the next one I will be looking for, I know this sounds bad, but it'll be about 13,700. So if you break this 15,000 just above it mark, I know that's so crazy with these altcoins, but man, seriously, I think you're going to go to about 13.7, 13.5. It's just kind of hard. Let me get our horizontal tool up. We're on the daily here, so just the slightest little move kind of, you'll get a huge swing in numbers. go over here. Let's get our horizontal tool. We already got it out. Right there. So I guess I stand corrected. It'll be roughly at about 13,500. Let's get this screen. With your first area of support, basically right where you're at the 618, which is at about 15,275. With your first area of resistance being at about 18,200. It's crazy. If there's any other altcoins or anything you want to look at, just let me know. Altcoins have been in a pretty massive bear market, so I don't think they really have had a bull market at all this year. It's not maybe just a temporary relief rally before they go back down. Yeah, Pop Defender. It's a little hard on my standpoint, especially when you get into these bigger ones, because just the slightest little move with your mouse and you'll go down 300-400 satoshis. So, hey Reese. I'm gonna make sure to call it Ethereum. Ethereum. Gonna have to break that habit. I wonder how Binance Coin's looking. I don't want to look at it from a Bitcoin standpoint. That's another coin I've always liked. I know there's like a lot of scrutiny with BNB, but yeah, wow. They're getting really hammered here as well. See if we can see anything from a fib level on this. Damn. Yeah, Ethereum. I'm sorry. BNB still has a lot of room down to the downside here. I mean, you'll have your psychological $20, but you break that. Oof. I think you're going to go and test about $18. You're going to test that $17.84, your 618 to your, like I said, that $18 area. Your 618 right here. You can see our current price point. This would put us about right here. So you're going to move down roughly about $2. You break that $20 mark, I would say this is pretty, it'll be fairly likely. But you can see here, though, you look amazing here on the daily. The daily on BNB is extremely bullish. But man, with these altcoins, there's just no way to tell. You can see you're showing much, I mean, this is actually a famous trigger wave. And then your money flow, I'm sorry, not your money flow, but your VWAP is just, it's really in the red right now. And know that when you're showing this, and you're showing lower levels of bearish momentum, and you are this in the red, you can generally have like this over here. Look at the violent move you had to the upside. Huge. So BNB, if we get to $18 on BNB, I will probably be a buyer there. Love it or hate it, they have a lot of utility and they have a working team. So I'm really curious to see once their US exchange comes out, what's going to happen. Yeah, and you can even see it here on the short term. I mean, you technically are showing lower levels of bearish momentum, but you can see on this like second little shoulder right here, it's definitely building. So let's see if it breaks $20. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we hit our 618, our golden retrace, and we can catch a nice little bounce off that. We can do some knife catching. So while I wait for you guys, we'll figure I'll go back to my roots. See how the S&P 500's doing. Oh, so okay, so we poked our head back above. We were in the 200s again today. You can see we're literally right at the top of our chart right now. But the way this actually looks, we got awful close to making a double top. But we are just so close. You break above $303 on the S&P or SPY. It's basically the SPY ETF. You're probably gonna go and have a very nice move. And there's really no reason to think it's gonna slow down. You're gonna be at all-time highs, and with all this China FUD, there's a lot of stocks that are not close to their all-time highs yet. They still have another 3 to 5% to go. And so I think that will also help the SPY index or the ETF, kind of grow at a little bit quicker of a rate. I don't like buying at all-time highs, but so I'm definitely would not be a buyer up here. But the market, it can stay. What's that old saying? It can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. It's a saying my mentor taught me. So don't underestimate the stock market. We don't really get into politics, but I do not believe our current administration will allow the stock market to drop. I just don't. It'll be very bad for his election bid, and that's one of his big points he tries to push off. Oh, where stock market's all-time highs, the economy's never been better, and if we start tanking and the stock market starts losing and the economy starts doing bad, it's really going to look bad. So I think every little string, every rock will be looked under. We will try to do everything and anything possible to keep the stock market at the rate that it's been growing. I mean, just insane gains here. I mean, if we go to the weekly chart here, I mean, just look at this, guys. I mean, amazing. Amazing gains. Nothing compared to Bitcoin, of course, but you have to realize this is trillions of dollars. So you had the tech boom, you went down about 50%. This is the tech bubble people talk about. Amazing. So the 08 housing crisis, we went down about 58%. And the biggest correction that we've actually had recently is about 20%. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to happen right now. But, like, let's say we went into a full-blown recession. Seems like a little far-fetched. But if we were to match, and what do you know? Look at this. Right at this, so this would technically be support. Isn't that amazing how it fits right where our average correction is during a recession is about 50%? This is 50%, and the 08 housing crisis was 57% from its high. And where does this put us? Right at our support here. Wow, 155. It's crazy how that correlation works out like that. So, what do you think about some of these places wanting to pay you interest for staking certain coins? Well, here's my thought process on that. I don't think there's really a point in staking cryptocurrency, not like crypto, but like altcoins, because they're depreciating at a faster value than your interest is ever going to accumulate. Like, I remember, because I follow him, just so, like, because I'm in the DApp space and I don't like to play any DApps that Trevon James is even associated with. But he had this staking DApp where you, like, stake your crypto and you get a certain amount, like, every month or every year. And he was staking Tron at, like, 5, 6, 400 Satoshis. And you have to realize we're well under 200 now on Tron. And I can promise you, there's no way he's going to, I mean, unless we go into a bull market and Tron makes a full recovery, staking is never going to accumulate the losses that these altcoins have sustained the last year, 2 years. So I would really, I mean, the only coin I would really maybe think about staking is maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum or maybe BNB, like Binance Coin. But like when it comes to altcoins, like especially like the smaller cap ones, I definitely wouldn't I definitely wouldn't stake them. Pop some good some I need to fix this Streamlabs thing here. Oh. You're afraid of hackers? Yeah. Yep, you always got to stay cautious. But no, Spy is looking really good here. I say really good. There's no reason to think we're going to just start tumbling. Now, you want to see something good. I wonder what WTF is looking like. Or no, what is it? West Texas, is it WTO? WTI. I wonder how West Texas Oil did today. So if you haven't heard, damn, look at that. So if you haven't heard, are you serious? This is $50? West Texas Oil. Jesus Christ, I might have just struck a gold mine. No way. Is this really this expensive? Or this cheap? You know what? I must be looking at something wrong because WTI. So, let's see here. Maybe it had a stock split or something. I swear I remember trading WTI when it was like below $10. Whatever the case may be, though, oil had a huge rebound today. The Saudi Arabia, the whole like missile or whatever the attack was, we still haven't heard from it. Or like what the cause was. But oil's had a really nice rebound. If you go from a Fibonacci standpoint, this is actually really beautiful to fib here. I swear, guys, stocks are so easy to trade with technical analysis. That's why, I mean, I know a lot of you guys could care less about stocks, because I notice like a lot of times when I start talking about stocks, the viewer count drops by like 30%, 40%. But I'm telling you, you know, I came from the stock market, and it's really what formed me to be a good trader. Technical analysis is just so much more easy on the stock market. It really is. But you can see here, you had a nice bounce off your 786, your deepest retrace. And right now, we're basically fighting at about 62, or I'm sorry, right at about $63. You can see we literally came right up, beautifully tapped it, and now we're back down. But man, from a Fibonacci standpoint, this is just beautiful. You can see the support here, where it's at, you know, where it's acting as resistance. You can see the touch points here across your 236. That's nice. But I don't mean to like show these stocks to you, because I know a lot of you guys, you only trade cryptocurrency and only Bitcoin. But it's nice to broaden your horizon, and even if you don't trade, to at least start, you know, even if you just want to practice your TA on stocks and paper trade, it will really help you build your technical analysis skills. I mean, then even on this right here, our resistance box, we got a nice, I mean, we almost came up and beautifully tapped it. Everybody was just so bullish on gold, and there's really no reason to be that bullish on it yet, because I mean, this is an asset that's in the trillions, and it's up 33% this year. That's huge. That's not normal. So there's no reason to be overly bullish right now on an asset that's up this much, that's not a cryptocurrency. that really can. I mean, there's really not a cap on how high a currency, like crypto can run, because the market value, like the market cap, is so small. But you can see we came up, almost tapped 148. We came back down. I mean, literally, we bounced right off of our support line that we drew at $140. This is GLD. This is like your gold trust. The current price is 141.32. We had a nice bounce off $140. If for some reason we break 140, the next area I'll be looking at for a bounce is about 137. If we take our trend line tool out, you can see the touch points here. And the only reason we're going over this stuff, guys, Bitcoin's literally 10,245. We're just really insanely stagnant right now. But if you do break below 237, you have your support box here. You can see all the touch points across, which is at about $135, and then the very bottom here, which is at $130 even. Are stocks as easy to buy as Bitcoin? Yeah. Robinhood's a good one. I use TD Ameritrade because I trade options. I don't trade the actual underlying asset. But I'm telling you, with stocks, there's so much more to do, because like cryptocurrency, as much as I love it, and that's why on our website we only accept cryptocurrency. If Bitcoin, the current way that Bitcoin is growing, it's not sustainable because it's not being used for transfers of payment. It's only a speculative asset right now. And until people start adopting it, it's really going to be hard for the price of Bitcoin to increase. The speculation kind of has to slow down, and the actual adoption through the tech advancement, like the Lightning Network and businesses taking it and holding it as a store of value, that's what's going to push Bitcoin to 100,000 and higher. Well, with stocks, not only does, or especially like gold here, like for instance, if the stock market is booming, chances are gold is going to be struggling a little bit unless you're having like times of uncertainty. But there's a fundamental aspect to trading stocks that you just don't find in cryptocurrency. So there's always something to do in stocks. You don't have to worry about these weeks of just nothing happening. The stock market, there's always news coming out every single day, and I promise you, there will always be something to do. It's not just going to be sitting here twiddling your fingers like, oh, I wonder if a whale's going to come and pump it today. It's not like that with the stock market. You just have to be more careful, because that fundamental aspect can come to bite you. You could buy options here at $300 on, or I'm sorry, like if you would have been bullish here, or I'm sorry, let's say you actually played this trade setup, all right, and you bought puts right at so puts are like shorting. Let's say you bought puts here at about 147, 148. When we went down to 140, chances are those people were up 3, 4, 500% on their options. 3, 4, 500%. I guarantee it. If you bought put options, especially if they're short-term ones that expire, like in maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or the same week, and you bought them up here at our resistance level, and then you covered at our support here at 140, you were probably up a couple 100%. So it's just something to think about, guys. I'm just trying to open and broaden your horizon. Cryptocurrency is the future, but I mean, I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for trading options and participating in the stock market. It's really what shaped me into being the trader that I am now. And there's always something to do. There will always be news. There will always be federal rate cuts. There'll be breaking news, especially with our president that we have now, that tweets so often, and he has like such a pull on the market. I mean, you're always gonna have something to do here. So just know, if you break 140, we'll be looking at 137, and then you have your major support box at 135. and 130. This is GLD. Our short play worked beautifully. I mean, we got so close to touching it. So that's really nice. And I don't buy the underlying stock though, guys. I play, I do options trading. Your Vanguard fund is making 1% this year? Oh. Yeah. You know, if it was for me, like, I don't know if I would want to have like a 401k and just be like, just keep putting giant sums of money. But from a trader's standpoint, I love trading the options market. You can make a ton of money, but the big thing with options is you don't want to risk a lot of money because, I mean, my God, if you're in a stock, like if you're in Apple and Apple has a 2% day to the downside, chances are that option, those weekly options are going to be down 60%. You can make easy a couple 100% on options trading just like that. But on the downside, you can lose it just like that because options have an expiration date. And also, if you have giant areas of consolidation, guess what? Those options, I believe it's called a delta. So if you buy options at $2 and they expire in 2 weeks, there could be like a delta on it where it'll take 10 cents off of that every day. So even if it doesn't increase at all, it's going to lose 5% of its value, 10% of its value. The closer you are to expiration, the higher that delta is going to be. Yeah. Yeah, we teach everything other than just crypto trading. If you want to learn stocks, I mean, I don't really try to pitch things that you guys don't want, but it's a part of my life. I love trading the options market. It's what's made me the most money. I would have never been able to put the amount of money I did in Bitcoin in 2017 if it wasn't for stocks. But I'm not trying to do this so you guys try to, I'm not trying to like pitch anything so you guys can jump in it. I'm just simply trying to broaden your horizon because as much as I love cryptocurrency, as much as I love my Bitcoin and Ethereum, not Ethereum, uh, you gotta look outside the box. You can't have all your money in one asset. And that doesn't mean like you have, oh well, I have it in Chainlink, or you know what I mean. You got broaden your horizons, guys. I promise. Life, especially when Bitcoin's doing crap like this, where it's literally doing nothing. The stock market's been going wild here this year. I mean, the gains on the stock market are they've been astronomical. So, especially if you're an options trader. So, it's just something to think about, guys. If you guys want to, I think I'm going to add I'm going to add a stock and options section to our, the King's Knight section. Just because it's simply, especially if you're new to trading, or especially new, it's probably, I don't really want that information to be out there because if you've never traded before, you can completely get decimated in options. I'm just being dead serious. If you guys are not, what's the right word for this? If you're not confident in your skills with technical analysis and you don't have the free time to sit and day trade, I don't recommend getting into options. You think crypto volatility is bad? Ho, go trade options. Seriously, Apple has a day it's down 2%. You'll go check puts, or I say if it's down. Let's say you bought calls, which means you think it's going to go up. You buy Apple calls. Apple goes down a point and a half, so 1.5%. Those call options, especially if you bought the ones that expired this Friday, you could be down 30%, 40% in one day. But on the flip side, if you're right, you can honestly make much faster gains in options than you can with cryptocurrency. The thing is you have to minimize risk because I swear you will get on the wrong side of a trade sometime because there's a fundamental aspect. You could buy call options before the market closes, and then tomorrow morning something between the United States and the China trade war gets popped out and all the stocks are plummeting in value. So you really got to play it by ear. Generally, when I trade options, I literally day trade the heck out of them. I don't hold them. Very rarely will I buy a call option and then hold on to it to the next day, because especially with our current administration, there could be a tweet, there could be news that comes out, there could be, you know what I mean, that you just never know, especially with all the stuff that's been going on. So it's just another avenue to think about, guys. You know, I don't mean to like try to sales pitch options or anything. I guess I'm not really selling anything, but think about broadening your horizons. Even if you just start a paper trading account and you start messing around and you start learning technical analysis, because honestly, it's easier to learn technical analysis on stocks than it is for cryptocurrency. It will just help you be a better crypto trader in the long run. And then in times when Bitcoin's doing this, a bunch of nothing, well, not this, but you get what I'm talking about, like recently, you would have something to stay busy with. But we're getting ever so close to our fundamental date on Bitcoin here. We have our September 23rd date. It is coming up. Is anyone here longing XRP? Me? No, I'm not. I won't think about longing XRP until we get above 30 cents. There's just so much downward selling pressure on XRP right now. Here's your 28 cents. Let's get our 30-cent line here. And then let's get our box drawn. And this is why I'm not touching XRP until 30 cents. This actually needs to be pulled down a little bit. Make sure we're right at it. 20. It's about as close as we're going to get. Actually, I bet we could even pull this all the way down here. Alright, do you see all the touch points in through here, guys? This 28 cents to 30 cent mark, it goes back a very long time. So for me, on XRP, I'm not even touching it until, I mean, I'll start getting curious once we break about 28 cents. But for me, I want to see at least a daily close above 30 cents, maybe even 2. Maybe come up, hit this. We'll probably, you know, mess with this a little bit. We'll break up. We'll come back, and then on the back test, this is where I would want to long it. Guys, this is going to be extremely hard to break. The only thing we can maybe hope for is it'll be like Bitcoin 6K. Remember how long it held? And then obviously, you know, you all know the bear market we went through. And then on the way up, you remember how we just kind of sliced right through it and just the train just took off into our current bull market? Maybe XRP has the same thing happen. Maybe this 28-30 cent mark will be Bitcoin 6,000. It, you know, it stood the test of time. We broke through it, but when it came back to actually testing it, to breaking it, maybe we'll slice right through it like butter. Would you suggest shorting Bitcoin right now? See, here's the thing. Right now, the volume is just falling off like a cliff on Bitcoin right now. Okay, so from a technical standpoint, do I think shorting Bitcoin now would be a good idea? Yeah, probably. if you're just going to base Bitcoin off the charts and solely nothing else, if you take this out right here, if you take out this yellow line, which if you just got here, you would know that, or if you have been here, sorry about that. This is the launch of Backed. All right, but in my personal opinion, if Backed was going to, if we were going to have a run up, I mean, someone, I can't remember who came up with it last time, but someone said the announcement was sometime in June, like right in here, like June 12th. So maybe this Backed is already priced in. You know, that's something to think about. Maybe the Backed launch, all the speculation was in through here. The date that it was announced was right in here. It was June 12th. If we take our tool, and it's insane actually. If you look at this right here, June 12th, right in here, right in this white line, that is when the Backed had an official launch. So looking at this, it makes me think the buy the rumor may have already happened. Maybe it already happened. You know, leading last time we had a futures launch, and you know, obviously we all know the big bull run we had in 2017. So, and it marked, and honestly the day the futures launched was the day the bear market started. So from a standpoint like this, and you get that dang brush off. You know, a technical standpoint would tell me, yes, this is a great area to short. You can see each time we get to this purple descending line, resistance line, we get rejected and we move down. Well, now you have your technical resistance from your tops across here, but you also have your descending line. So right now, I don't see Bitcoin going any higher than 10,600. I would be very curious to see if maybe we can break up to the upside, break above this, and then come back down, testing our red box and then moving back up. But, you know, technical analysis is looking at prior price action so we can gauge future price movement. Well, this would tell me if we're going to use that strategy, we're probably pretty close to our top for this move up. And if you can't tell, with each reaction to the upside, we're getting a lower level of bullish momentum. You can just see that the height of the pumps are getting smaller and smaller. And I mean, you can see if I had to judge it, look how we had this run up. You had your sell off, and we had, you know, we kind of had like a little bounce and then went back down. Maybe that's what this is. You had your pump to the upside, you had a small little pump, and back down we go. So if it wasn't for this Backed launch, yes, I would be definitely really shorting here. But no one knows what to expect. No one really knows what to expect. So, you know, we're gonna keep our eyes peeled. But guys, I'm just being completely transparent with you guys. I'm not starting any major long positions right now. Let's check our music here real quick. That's weird. I'm not starting any long to the short or to the downside. If I get in a position, I'm getting in, I'm getting out, I'm taking my profit, and I'm sitting on the sideline for the next play. Because if we are going to get a major reaction, it's going to happen close to this yellow line. It's either going to happen right before it or right after it. So, guys, just minimize your risk. Do not over leverage yourself. No matter how confident, I know with this descending line and how close we're getting, you're probably, you know, your mouth watering short position. It's right at our fingertips. But I'm telling you, there's going to be a pretty massive move, and it's going to be coming very soon. And in what better time? We are in a, I mean, technically, guys, if you want to be really technical with this, we are in a giant bullish, I guess it would be like a bullish pennant. I would say this is a pennant. we should theoretically break to the upside. You would think we would hit this bottom and then we'll rocket out of it. So Peter Brandt actually posted a chart posting this exact same thing. This line that you're watching right now is the same thing he posted. And this guy is a genius when it comes to the technical analysis. So if you want like an experienced guy to look at and to like take tips from, I highly recommend go to Twitter and look at Peter Brandt. I'll write his name right here for you guys. He's called a lot of the, I think it's like that. But I highly recommend going and look him up. He's an older gentleman. He traditionally he trades the stock market, but he does his like little nitpicks on, or little pieces on Bitcoin and crypto every now and then. He's a very smart guy, and I like to take what he has to say into consideration. Let's see what our 3 hours looking like here. So, man, there's a lot going on in here right now. I need to get the Heiken-Ashi candles off. Man, it looks so weird going from Heiken-Ashi to our normal candle. So what we're going to do here, let's get off this. We're going to look at the AgroCap V1. I don't want to, there's just too much going on with this chart right now. So let's use Coinbase. I don't think I even use their charts. All right, very interesting. What? Did the Steelers really take that cornerback? Damn. Sorry, there was supposed to be there was a trade rumor that came out in Kansas City. Minka Fitzpatrick, he's like one of the Dolphins cornerbacks. The Steelers just traded for him. My Chiefs need a cornerback like no other right now. But you can see here on our V1 3 hour, it's extremely accurate. So if you're part of our Kings Knights, I posted the actual back testing on the 3 hour. So if you started with $100 in a matter of a 600-day testing period, now granted this goes from the exact time of the call to the top. So granted, you're never going to sell the exact top every time. We posted the results, but I have the back testing results with this. In a matter of like a 600-day period, it did. I want to say it was over 300 calls. Let me see here. I'm gonna check the Discord. But with $100, it turned out to be a $14 million by the end of it. This 3 hour is extremely accurate, and it is very good at calling the 3 to 4 hour. I'm sorry, the $300 to $400 plus swings. All right, let me see this back testing. Bitstamp. I swear I posted it in here. Oh, there we go. Let me pull it up here. So I don't know what kind of leverage was used in it. I'm just using the developer, the Google Docs. But I'm looking up the information right now. So I will post this on the actual general boards if you want to look at it. So it only took into account trades that went over 2%, which that's pretty much pretty easy on cryptocurrency. The average gain on the 3 hour, the V1 3 hour, was 13.5%. And it ended up, this test was over 663 days. So the test was 663 days. And it said the percentage gain here. Wow, that's pretty impressive. There's no way. 14. It's too many digits to look at. I'll post it here on the Discord though. But the point I wanted to get with this is the V1 3 hour. It's really amazing. I'll post the back testing. It shows all the entries and all the exits. But if you started with $100 in a 660-day period, it turned into $14 million. I will ask the AgroCap developers what leverage they used, if they used any, and I will pass that information along to you. If you're part of our Discord community, which I highly recommend if you're not, it's in our comment section, or it's in our description on YouTube, or it'll be on the what do they call it, the panels on Twitch. All right, so if you're in our Discord community, it is now on the general chat. How come you're not living in a mansion? Because I live in Kansas. But you can see here with the V1 3 hour, we did pop short here at about 10.9. We confirmed at about 10,005. We hit a bottom of about 9,850. And we are ever, look at that. We got so close. We actually came and back tested it today. So if we're going to flip to a long, I'm definitely going to be following the next signal on the 3 hour because it's just been deadly accurate. I'll even pull this out so you can see it. Whoa. It's been a while since I've used Coinbase. Let's get rid of this. See how that descending wedge played out violently from the past. But you can see here, the average call is about 13% gains. And if you use, even if you use 2 to 3x leverage, you're going to be looking at pretty nice gains on this. You know, our most recent call, besides the one we just had now, we went long at about 9,820. And we went all the way up to about 11,000. And obviously, you know, the move we just talked about. We popped short at 10.9. We confirmed at about 10,450, 10,005 right in here. And then you can see where we basically came back, we touched the top of this line, and we've rejected it. So, really amazing stuff. This 3 hour, I'm definitely going to be following this next call. And once again, for this to flip long, we will need to break 10,350, and we will need to confirm 3 hours above this. And then we'll flip long, and then you'll see the signal come out with our support here on the bottom, similar to like this. Do you see how you flipped long and then you kind of flip this little thing right here? Extremely accurate. So we're going to be on top of it. And so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to my alerts. I'm going to set this. So if you have the AgroCap, the V1, you can actually set alerts. So if you don't have time to sit here and watch this all day, you can have it whatever you use for alerts, whether you use email, you use your phone. I use all three. So you'll go to the AgroCap, you'll click this. If you click this box, you can set it for short or long, and then you'll go to once per bar close and then create, and there you go. There you go. So now we have it set. 3 hour long. So the moment this flips, if we do, we will get that signal. Here, I just need to get this. There you go. All right, and this is where you can actually like find it. We actually have a new deal because I didn't really like the price point that the deal was on the AgroCap website, because honestly, I don't really want anything to inhibit anyone from not being able to have access stuff that could possibly help them. So we actually renegotiated with the AgroCap team, and we actually got a much cheaper rate on this. Just because honestly, I thought $100 was just a little too much. That's just my personal preference. I know a lot of people paid like $1,000 for, Market Cipher. But how many people actually have $1,000 just sitting in the bank account that's just easily, disposable, that they can just let go and not have to do without? But I highly recommend checking out the website, even if you're not like interested in it, because it comes with a ton of packages. Like we'll add the stocks and options and like the scalp trading. I try to separate it just because we have a lot of beginner traders on our normal boards, and I really want to keep the scalp trading stuff. Like we'll go over the education and stuff, but when it comes to like the actual doing the trade itself, if you're not really like trading along with me and you don't understand reading charts, trying to scalp trade cryptocurrency can get pretty dangerous. So it's really for people that are basically beginner traders, or they are not really beginner, but they understand trading and they're just really wanting to go up to more advanced trading. That's really what the website was made for. And also, it's my first website I've ever designed by myself. We actually have Armacida too. He's helping with me now. We're still working on the Bitcoin side of it. The site is completely functional, but they don't have a Bitcoin option, so we had to manually do an HTML wallet that we're kind of messing with now. But it took me about 2 weeks, and I felt bad like putting the website off, but I've never built one before, so I really took my time and tried to be really accurate. And I really wanted to be transparent on, what the site was about and, what it does. So, but let me know if you guys look at the site. Let me know what you think. So, but back onto Bitcoin though, we're going to keep a close eye here. I actually want to see what it looks like on Ethereum. Damn, yeah, it literally popped right where, it popped right. So on this signal, you popped at 172. You had a flash crash to 164. You went right back up. So this short call, you made roughly about a 10% drop, or about a $10 drop. You flipped back long at 172. You confirmed at 178. And now we're all the way almost up to 200. This 3 hour, and according to the AgroCap devs, it was actually designed and built for Ethereum. How are the shorts and longs checking out? Hey, let's take a look at it. So Bitfinex. We'll look at longs. So taking a look on the 3 hour, we are getting close. I need to flip this to green. We are getting close to flipping this to, or not flipping, but we're getting close to our support level. You can see where we came back. We started it here as resistance. We came and back tested it here as support. And then now we're kind of creeping up to it again. If we go to the 1 hour, this is kind of like what I'm talking about from a bullish standpoint. Do you see this? Like, we're just kind of just fluttering along. And if you so let's go back to our 4 hour, because there's actually a point to this. Do you see how you have all these touch points here? If you break this line, chances are you have a very good opportunity that you're going to come and you're going to fill this gap. Do you see how this was just a huge candle? This is a bullish, well, it's not okay, it's technically, this part of the candle is a bullish engulfing candle, but the beginning and the secondary part of this is not. But this right here is a bullish engulfing candle. So theoretically, if you break this support line, you'll have this ever so slight support right here, because there is a correlation with technical analysis and the long and short chart. I don't care what anyone says. I've done a lot of testing on this. You can kind of predict in a way when the longs or the shorts are going to show up. So there, let's get this up like this. So you can see here though, oh, no wonder my chart's looking weird. I really like the Heikin-Ashi candles a lot better. But if you are using the aggro cap, use the regular candles. Do not use Heikin-Ashi. I missed out on that 11,000 dip because I was using the wrong candle. Don't make the same mistake I did. But we're going to use it. When we look at the charts, we're going to use the Heikin-Ashi. I just like how they look better. But you can see here, we should theoretically come back down and test this area if we break this support line. Let's go take a look at the shorts. Whew. So the shorts are cooking. They really have a lot of momentum on their side right now. So here's how this is looking. Is there anything to validate that? Okay. So, I mean, you break this line right here, it's roughly about it's about 14,800. You're probably going to have a nice little gap up to probably about 17,000. I actually don't know what this information means. Is this like contracts or is this like singled out positions stacking up? But the shorts definitely have you can see here, they are rising at a much faster rate than what the longs are. But if the longs really want to like try to take advantage of this market, there's quite a bit of shorts they could at least liquidate before they get to their support area. The shorts are at risk of possibly, they could liquidate by about 20% here. Just since September alone, since this month started, we're up about 63%, the shorts are. There's a lot, so if the bulls really want to get some momentum going, this is how it's going to start. It's going to start by liquidating and pushing the price up and getting these shorts nervous, and they're going to do market buys back into the order book, pushing the price up at even a faster rate. But the thing is if the shorts get above about 17,000 positions, I'm not really sure what this metric is. I will have to look it up. It could get pretty ugly here for the longs. That's just being brutally honest. The shorts are rising at an insanely high rate. So, but I'm curious to see how we react at here around 17,000. I believe these are positions, but we're just gonna have to be patient and see. Current Bitcoin price, 10,238. We literally haven't even really moved. All right. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing here. So Bitcoin, the last hour, we're literally down half of. We're not even, wow. Yeah, we're barely even down. We're really just insanely consolidating right now. So I apologize if we kind of looked at stuff and kind of got off track with outside of crypto. But, you know, trading options is very, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here and doing this if it wasn't for stock trading. So I am going to start adding some I'll see what the Discord community wants, but personally, I'm getting back into the stock market here for options trading, especially for precious metals. So if you guys want to learn how to trade options, we're definitely going to start offering that service. Because I love cryptocurrency, but I got to get back to my roots a little bit, especially from a financial standpoint. There's a lot of money to be made trading options, and I kind of feel like, I hate to say that FOMO's setting in, but I kind of feel like I'm missing out on a lot of bigger gains. And to be quite honest, it's much easier to make money trading options than it is with Bitcoin. A lot of times, like when this current situation is happening. If Bitcoin could go back to being and trading in a $200 to $400 range every day, things would be great. But and honestly, I think things will go back to normal. We just have this back date coming up. There's a lot of uncertainty. And I think a lot of people are just kind of being hands off right now. I think the bots are just kind of holding it in a tight trading range. No one really knows where it's going to happen. And so that's why we're kind of having the momentum that we're having right now. I say momentum, the lack of momentum. All right, guys. Well, Bitcoin's not really doing much, and I think we pretty much went over everything. But like I said, I am starting to get back into the stock market, and my funds did clear. They actually cleared on Friday, so I have to get up. I'm not sure how we're going to do the morning streams. I'm really trying to find that sweet spot for the Eastern Hemisphere. So it's honestly just been easier from my standpoint, and it's honestly a lot better for you guys, because I feel like we're just going over the same things when we're in this little $50 trading area. So if we wake up and we're seriously right at where we're at now, we will probably do a static video, but we will probably, honestly, I'm going to gauge the interest from you guys, but we might start actually doing some live trades in the stock market as well. Because like I said, I am getting back into that. It's really where I made most of my money, and from a technical analysis standpoint, it's just so much easier. So, looking at Bitcoin here, if we go to our 4-hour, we have resistance here at 10,400. We're kind of struggling here. This 10,200 to 10,250 range is support, but we're kind of struggling here at 250. So I'm wondering if we're starting to build resistance here. But for now, that 10,180 to 10,200 area should be our next support. If we break that, you can see where we had our beautiful bounce right off of our support box here at 10,050. That'll be the next area I'll be eyeing if 10,180 breaks. If you do your fibs from a short-term standpoint, 9,900 is your 618. If you, I'll have to do let's actually do this real quick because it's kind of bothering me. If you don't know how to do fibs, I did a whole video over it. So I think some guy was like giving me problems on the comment section saying I didn't do my fibs right. And I don't think he just even watched the video at all. So when you're looking at the trend as a whole, you go to your very bottom, which is like 3,100, to your exact top. Alright? But I showed you, in the video, I showed a different way to do it. Yes, this is the classic way to do your Fibonacci retracement. But if you're looking at it from a swing trader's mentality and you're looking for more shallow dips, you can move this up to your short-term bottom, which if we look, let's actually go back to the Coinbase chart, because I have all this stuff memorized. I can just read it off aloud. So if you look here, this is the proper way to do your Fibonacci retracement. I showed it in the video, but we'll go over it live. This is your proper way. You go from your exact high or your exact low to your bottom. If you're going to use your wick on the bottom, you have to use your wick on the top. If you're using your candle close on the bottom, you have to use the candle close on the top. If you want accurate fibs, but let's say you don't want the trend as a whole. These are huge swings. These aren't probably going to play out all the time. So, how much is aggro cap now? So the package went, because honestly the V1 is the best by far. It's $60 now instead of $100, so we've cut it in almost half now. And there's even bigger discounts if you do the quarterly or the yearly package, and we only accept Bitcoin now. I just did not like the $100 a month, and honestly I really only use the V1. It's by far the most accurate, and I really want more people to have access to things that could potentially help them. $100 just seemed way too rich for me. So we renegotiated the price, and I just honestly I feel better about it on my end, and I think it will help other people out as well, because with the Patreon night, or not, I guess it's not Patreon, but with the King's Night, you get like trade setups. And you know, I really, like I said, we are getting back into the stock market, but there's just a ton of extra education that comes with it. But back onto the fibs. Sorry, I was just answering that question. But on your fibs, this is how you do it. You go from your low to your high. Candle close on the bottom, candle close on the top. If you're doing the wick on the bottom, you're doing your wick on the top. But let's say you want more shallow. You're trying to find your trend as a whole. I've seen them done two ways. So you want to find consistent touch points. Well, for me, you can see them all across the bottom right here. This is at 7,400, 7,450 roughly. And your 618, look at this, guys. You can see it. Some guy was giving me crap. Oh, you don't know how to do fibs. I've done this for years. Look where your 618's at. Look how beautiful your touch points are. Look at your touch points here on your 786. Look at your touch points here on your 236. You know, the stuff's not rocket science. So your 618 here is about $9,900. So that's really, if we are going to have a dip, this is going to be the next area I'm going to be looking to be a buyer at, is your 618. Right in here. And you know, if we took the trend as a whole, it's really easy to reset this. I memorize all this stuff, but I know some of you guys haven't yet, so I like to give you a visual representation, because muscle memory is very important when you're learning a new skill. You can see your 0.5s at 8,500. You know, as we've talked about it, I guarantee you've seen a YouTuber, oh, we're like Crowns Crypto likes to call it. I love that guy. If you don't watch Crowns Crypto, I highly recommend giving him a chance. The dude is just a smart overall. He's just a really nice guy. But he calls them the Gap Boys. It's so hilarious, but everyone's expecting this gap to get filled, and we're going straight to 8,500. Well, guess what? Any person that's been trying to short this, thinking we're going down, has gotten wrecked. So, you know, from your trend as a whole, I'm fairly confident in saying, you know, at least for now, the 9,900 to 9,750 range is probably a nice area if you short up here to take profit. So if you short in this area where we're at now, or you short it up here, you know, honestly, anywhere from 10,050 and 9,750 is a pretty nice area to cover. More so between 9,750, which is your 382, and remember the area we just looked at when you move your fib up to your short term at 9,900. So 9,900. There you go. So 9,900 to 9,750 would probably be a very solid area to take profit. It's the lowest risk area. Now, granted, anything below 10,050 will be game for me, because that is our support box. So take two. Yeah, take two. We had stream issues in it to win it. We got booted offline. My stupid router kicked me offline. Uh, but we're good now. I think my high-speed internet's faster than. I think there's a connection issue with my wall in the office, but luckily we're holding up now. So, but so I think that pretty much concludes this for now. Like I said, my funds cleared for the stock market on Friday, so I'm gonna start, especially for our Kings Knights. Be prepared. You're gonna see where there's going to be a new stock option. Well, options for options trading. We're gonna also add trades up for the stock market. I usually trade indexes, so we're gonna mostly be trading SPY. And the precious metals market. Every once in a while, we might dip our toes into individual stocks. But with the area that I feel the most comfortable with is ETFs or like index funds. So that's really where, that's really my strengths. So, of course, crypto's I've been in this full time with crypto since January 17. So we're still doing the whole crypto thing. I'm just simply stating we are going to add some stuff for stocks and options. It's very good to broaden your horizons. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And even if you don't trade with actual money, it's a very good idea to, especially if you're learning technical analysis, seriously start looking at stocks and learn with paper trading, because with stocks it's so much easier to use traditional technical analysis. So just be prepared for that for the Kings Knights. We are going to start offering, like I said, options and stock trading. Bitcoin on the V1. We're going to look at this one last time. We're looking pretty nice here. We need to go see, look at the difference here, guys. This is why I want to be very clear with this. All right, if you use the V1, make sure if you're using Market Cipher, you go up here and you switch to normal candles, because you're going to miss out on potential profit. I did this mistake up here. All right, I want you to notice this difference. Keep this image in your head, okay? We popped short at 10,430. We confirmed at 10,330, okay? Take a snapshot of this. Look at it now. Do you see the drastic difference? Instead of shorting at 10.4 and confirming, or instead of confirming at 10.4, you popped your short all the way up here at the top at roughly 10,880. You confirmed here. So when you see something like this, you dollar cost average into your green line right in here. You would just add slowly to your short position, and you either would cover here at your green line, or you would wait to confirm this, and then you would really start to make your good profit. So with our V1, we popped short at 10,880. You confirmed at about 10,450, and we hit a bottom of about $9,850. The V1 averages about 13 to 14% for every single call. And especially with cryptocurrency, even if you just did 2-3x leveraged positions, it seems to average about at least one call a week. So you can at least average 24 to 36% a week just by using the V1 3 hour. And if you don't have time to sit here and stare at the charts all day, Mark Taylor, yes, the aggro cap is amazing at trading stocks, and that's one of the other big reasons we're going to start doing stock trading. So the aggro cap has just been absolutely amazing. I've done a lot of testing myself on SPY, which is that's like really where my heart's at. Or not my heart, but that's really where I got a lot of my training at. But it's amazing at stock trading. So remember, if you use Market Cipher and you do have aggro cap, use your regular candles. Don't make that mistake I did, because I was an idiot and I didn't realize here I was on the Heiken Ashy candles. Because I missed out on roughly about $400 or $500 worth of position right in here. So here's this one more time. check it out. Let me know what you guys think about the site. Not even from like with the services, but just like let me know what you like about the design or what you don't like. I've never designed a website before, so let me know. Um, but I think we're gonna kind of conclude on this. I got a little bit of. I have some stuff I'm doing for the Kings Knights tonight. I'm doing like a special education video for them for trade setups. Uh, so I'm gonna go pretty in depth, and that's like a lot of the services. Basically, what the site is, or what the King's Knight services is if you're a good trader, or not even a good trader, but you're an experienced trader, or you're comfortable in your skills, and you're really just trying to maybe learn more advanced stuff to get to take that next step. I've been an options trader since 2014, May of 2014, and I've been a full-time. I've done this. I've been a full-time trader. Don't have a job in this market since January 2017. I've had a lot of success with it. Um, so, if there's anything that I can share with you guys to help you guys out, but we do like education videos, trade setups. But guys, don't think it's a signals group. This isn't like a scammy signal, like a whale group, whatever you want to call it. We'll look up trade setups and we'll do stuff like that. But it's not just a signals group. It's really about education and using the indicators and all the basically taking all this information and coming up with trade setups. Because that's really what's going to give you success, not someone just telling you where to buy and sell. Want to pull up a stock? Sure. Let's find GLD. All right, boom. All right, so here's GLD. This is my this is like one of my personal favorites. So here in June, you popped long at about 120. You rode this call all the way up to 132. This was probably about 1,000% plus gains with options. It's really kind of weird looking. I don't know what's different about this chart. But then you can see the gains are a little bit smaller, but you have to realize in options, even just going down $2, you're probably going to make at least 50% gains on that. But you can see on this one, you flipped long at 134, you confirmed at 133.75, you went all the way down to about 132, 131.50 right here, where you popped long at 131, and you literally went all the way up to $148. This move alone, from 141 to about 147.50, about 147. Just being brutally honest with you guys, this is probably, I want to say, at least a 300 to 500% gainer on options. And this is the beginning of August. So this move alone, August 1st, if you would have bought, even if you bought monthly calls, you basically bought at the beginning of August, you sold the beginning of September, this is at least a 300 to 500% gainer, easy. And then look at this, you popped short at 145, you confirmed at 144, and we went down all the way to $140, basically where we're at now. This right here, easy 200 to 300% on options. So you're looking at, in about a month, AgroCap alone, easily, this is at least 500% on both of these two calls together. And you have to realize this is really why I picked the V1 over any of the other indicators when I negotiated this, because the V1, so you have your 5 minute with scalps. If you want to scalp, you have your 5 minute, right? And I've also I've been trying to talk to the guys about it, but really, if you own the AgroCap V1, start peeking at the 15 and 30 minute. The calls have been, especially the 30 minute. I've really been liking the 30 minute calls. But let's say you have a job, you don't have time to physically sit here and trade this thing like a madman. Click the green line. All right. Take your, I guess it'd be your cross, right? Your crosshairs. Click the line. Go up here. Be like, hey, I don't want to sit here and wait for this all day. Or I don't want to sit here and, just watch price action all the time. Go to add alert. Click long. If you're in a long position, say, hey, I want to see when this flips short. If you're in a short position, I want to see when this flips long. Flip long. This thing only does about 1 to 2 calls a week, but that's all you need. The 3 hour is really made for, I mean, I'm not trying to pump it, but seriously, the thing is, like, the worst call on Bitcoin's been about a $300 pump before it called a $800 drop at 11,000. Even its worst calls are still about 5 to 8% on Bitcoin. But with traditional stocks, even with Bitcoin, you don't have to sit here and trade like a madman and watch this price action and go crazy. Just put the alert up. It'll ding your phone. It'll ding your email. Look at the charts, and we teach you. I already have a video over this, but like right here, you see the short position right here, right? Well, what else do you see to confirm this? Right here. I have a whole video talking about this. You have descending line right here. Whoop. You're showing falling levels of bullish momentum. You popped your sell signal. Now you have confirmation. Market Cipher is now confirming the V1, and that confirms this call. It's time to enter short. Let's see if we can find like another one. But I have a whole video literally talking about this. And if you don't have Market Cipher B, then use your MACD. That's what I use in the tutorial video on YouTube. I have a full tutorial on how to use the MACD or your Market Cipher B and how to confirm. You should never rely on any indicator, no matter how great it is, to solely judge your entries and exits. Let technical analysis help you determine and to confirm these calls. And not only that, no indicator can tell you when to take profit. It can tell you when to enter, but it cannot tell you when to take profit. That is why we go over support and resistances. For instance, we had this green line drawn out here before we ever started falling. So what would be the best plan of action? You have your confirmation of lower bullish highs. So you're showing falling bullish momentum. You popped short. You see your support line. If you shorted, it's generally a good idea to put your take profit, your cover order, right before your support line so you get filled. Use support and resistances to help you determine when to take profit. Just like if you're longing, it's generally a good idea to put your take profit right before resistance. You don't want to just put it above resistance and then have it tap it and then move back down. So if you're shorting, put your order right in front of support. If you're longing, put your order right in front of resistance. Let technical analysis help you. I think that just about does it for tonight, guys. I still have this educational video for the King's Knights. So, and like I said, I have to get up in the morning. I'm going to be trading the stock market, especially if cryptocurrency. If we wake up and it's like 250, we're still in this 10,250 range. We'll probably, if we do a live stream, it'll mostly be probably about stocks. Of course, we'll look at our cryptos. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some action tonight, or even preferably we can get some signs in the morning and we can catch it. Because I really want to do some live trading. When the channel really started growing, we had a lot of streams where we had live trades. But it just seems like every time I go live, we go absolutely stagnant. Or we don't start getting action until I'm like on the screen ending and we've been live for 4 hours. So, but that just about does it for tonight, guys. I'm going to be on Discord for about the next 2 hours. But I have this video to make for the King's Knights. If you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out our website, even if it's just to let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. I do this stuff for you guys. So once again, I will see you guys in the morning. or I'm sorry, I'll see you guys on Discord. But if you're not on our Discord, I highly recommend joining. But I will see you tomorrow morning. So once again, guys, thank you for sticking around. You know, I apologize for the router issues. If it does become an issue here, I will just move the router into my room. I don't really like streaming from my bedroom, or even trading, but you know, I'll do whatever it takes for you guys. So once again, thank you guys for watching. You know, I love each and every one of you. None of this would be possible without you guys. I'll see you on Discord, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. And just so you know, I'm a huge Chiefs fan, so go Chiefs! This is the Chiefs anthem, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Have a good night, everyone.
Kansas City! You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the place where we run it. Place really haunted by number 58 is DT the Great, and we flown it. Hate and we shun it. No competition, the opposition fake. I don't think they really want it. Loud is the recipe. Loud sitting next to me, no doubt. Now we are proud that we get to see KC Chiefs come and break these geeks, make them taste these cleats. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom. Got some lovers, got some other beasts. Bring them, mop them up and stop them. Got the heat, sting them. You hot when we stop ya. Dropped when he rock. Got blocked in me casa. Ball in my city live, but I find a raw one to get beside. My lucky numbers are 15, 10, 87, 29, 7, 50, 95, 55. Red Kingdom.